I spent a month drawing only from references of one master artist. He's most known for his illustrations of Conan the Barbarian, Tarzan, and The Lord of the Rings. This video is a more relaxed sketchbook tour. You will see how realistic progress looks like and how you can use a similar approach with an artist you like. Starting off from the first page. Here I'm trying to figure out how to combine the use of black fine liners and colored markers together with my pencil drawing. You won't see anything like this again because I didn't like this outline effect that it creates. I find that it flattens out the characters instead of making them pop. So I tried something different on the next page, with this single black line cutting through the character from head to toe, following the musculature of the arms and the legs. It's more artistic, I guess, but it doesn't add anything to the story that this picture is telling, and I think I'd get tired of it pretty quickly. So I decided to try out a new tool and I bought a brush pen for the next piece. It was really hard getting used to it, because the line thickness depends on the pressure you put behind the stroke, so you need to be way more careful than with a fine liner. But I could feel instantly that this is what I was looking for. It's much more clear and impactful. So I'll be sticking to the brush pen for the rest of the sketchbook. Notice how, in all of the drawings so far, I've been experimenting with this cloud effect. And although I do like this one in particular, I didn't have fun doing any of them. And that's not a good sign. It's harder to improve at something you find boring. So the next day, I tried something different. What I tried after that is this galaxy effect here. It takes longer and it looks difficult, but it's much more simple than what it looks. I love this piece when I did it, but it's not my favorite from the sketchbook. You'll see it later. Actually, let's see if you guess it when it comes. Anyhow, I still wanted to make sure I'd explore other options, so I tried to use markers to simply color in the characters in the next one. And yes, it looks cool, but once again, it was boring to do. So I went back to experimenting with the clouds effect again. And I shouldn't have. I think that this sketch would have been better without them. But still, when I drew the next piece, I tried again. This time it's this dust clouds on the ground rather than clouds in the sky. But still, I think this page was better off without it. And so I thought that was it. No more clouds. Instead, I decided to go back to the galaxy effect again, since it was the best outcome so far in this sketchbook, in my opinion. My final favorite hasn't arrived yet, but it will have a galaxy background. This drawing became the thumbnail of the video where I summarized the lessons learned throughout filling this sketchbook. Save it to watch it next if you haven't already. Okay, at this point, I'm pretty much sold on the galaxy effect. And what's best is that it's strangely relaxing to do as well. There's something about it that gets you into a meditative state. Plus it looks sick. But notice how I haven't settled on experimenting yet. Here I was trying to add to the composition with these abstract rectangles. Yeah. Part of the joy of having a creative habit is that you get to have full freedom to experiment and try something new every time. I often try to mix abstract geometries into the composition because I find that it can lead to really interesting results. This scene is both hilarious and terrifying at the same time. I've got no idea if this caveman is saving her from mortal danger or if he's horny as f.
Yeah.
So I added this, which NASA calls a bipolar nebula. It's part of the dramatic effect of not knowing what's coming up next for her. Frazzetta has a special touch when it comes to the shapes of the human body. I'm glad I've decided to dedicate these months to immerse myself in his work. That's why I bought this book. There's just too much noise online. I wouldn't have been able to focus on one single artist for a whole month. I definitely recommend buying a book for your references. This one I printed it out as a gift to my parents. It came out quite nice in this format. I found an incredible high quality fine art printing studio in East London. It's expensive, but the quality is totally worth it. I'm playing with various formats still, but this one here is the format that you would get as part of the perks as being a patron of my channel. There's people watching from anywhere in the world, so this is a better format to send it across the globe. It's also easier to frame, and since I send one out every month, I didn't want people to run out of space. I've posted this one on Reddit, and some people loved the idea of having the galaxy as the ground. Others thought it looked like a giant slice of strawberry. I left this one without color because I was planning to shoot a video adding the galaxy background to this page. Kind of a short tutorial on how I make the galaxy effect that you've seen so far. If that's something you'd like to see, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon too. And also at this point I should say that my favorite drawing from this sketchbook has been shown already. Can you guess which one it was? So now you know that the next page is not my favorite, but it's actually one of the most important pages of this entire sketchbook. Do you notice something familiar about this drawing? I'm doing a secret hack here. I started doing this after I noticed many professional artists doing it as well. Look, this is a remake of one of the very first drawings of the sketchbook. The hack is to draw the same thing more than once, ideally with a few days in between. I actually recorded the full process of how I drew this page. It's this video on the screen now. I share many more little hacks that artists use to level up faster. So I'll see you there.